Yo, my name is Shayla, and I'm a gangster.
She done slayed everybody got tattoos on her body.
So this episode starts off with Stevie J getting home from visiting Bonnie Bella. Well, I don't want to say he was visiting Bonnie Bella, but it's right after the baby was born. So he's coming home with baby items, strollers, diapers, all of that stuff. I mean, he comes to the house where his two older daughters were there, and he sits down and he explains to them that the baby was born and basically the baby is going to be around and stuff like that. So the daughters explain that they are okay with the baby being around, but they are not okay with Jocelyn being around. And the only way that Jocelyn can be around is if she apologizes to all three of his daughters, which I think is totally understandable because she did make some serious allegations against Stevie J. So the daughters feel as if all three of them, Sade, Savannah, and Eva, they feel like all three of them need an apology before they can accept Jocelyn back around, but they are willing to accept the baby. But sometimes, well, I would say in Stevie J and Jocelyn's case, because I don't feel like you have to necessarily be around each other because you have a baby together, but in their case, how they are, Jocelyn might as well go ahead and apologize because her and Stevie J are clearly going to be probably doing more than just co-parenting. They're probably gonna, as we can see now, they're around each other a lot right now. So I don't know if she ever did apologize. I'm assuming she did because they seem to have a pretty good relationship and she seems to be around quite often. So Tammy gets a visit from her BFF Bambi. They sit down and they both just basically talk about their relationship status with their men. Tammy is getting ready for a date, to go out on a date with Waka, and so she's thinking about giving him, not necessarily going in and giving him another chance, but giving him some type of start just to see where his mind is basically. And Bambi reveals to Tammy that basically the wedding is off between her and Scrappy, that she is clearly not ready to become a wife at this moment, and she also feels that Scrappy is very childish and has some type of growing up to do. Tammy was saying, just basically talking about how she still wants to be bitter and mad and angry. Well, she said she's trying not to be bitter, mad, and angry at Walker, but she can't help it because she's very hurt by him. And Bambi, looking at Walker and Tammy's relationship, she looked at them as the ideal couple, and now that she sees they're having problems, she's glad that she made this decision not to get married to Scrappy. So last time we tuned into Love and Hip Hop, the ending was with Carly Red and Tommy almost getting into a knockout fight at Jock's comedy show. So Jock decides to blame it all on Treasure. Treasure's an intern at his radio station that he hired. So basically, he tells Treasure that, I don't want your services anymore because you don't know how to mind your business. So you're messing up what I got going on. You have people fighting over me. So because of that, I need to let you go. In other words, none of this is his fault. It's all hers. Right? So she's explaining, well, I'm very good friends with your baby mother, and I felt it was my duty to let her know what you were up to. I don't like Tommy. You were going out with Tommy, so I wanted to let her know. I was not trying to be messy. That's my friend, and I feel like that's my place. And I agree with that. I feel like if that is her friend, she should definitely let her friend know what's going on. Jock, this is your fault that you're in that situation. You wanted to juggle all of these women all at one time, and this is what happens when you juggle women. No matter how it gets out, who tells who is going to get out, someone's going to come to blows. Dime could have told this would have happened. Does not matter who would have told, it would have happened. You even sat down with your baby mama yourself and threw in her face what you were going on because you're mad about her and Rod or whatever the case may be. So either way, this was going to get out all in the open no matter who said it. So don't blame it on Treasure. It's completely your fault. So the guys get together and come to the studio where they're seeing their friend, something with guns in his name. I don't Young Pistol. I don't know what the fuck his name was, okay? But he's a Miami rapper, and they went to the studio to gather up Stevie J, Young Jock, and Little Scrappy. To gather up and just catch up, have some guy time, catch up on what's going on in each other's life. They congratulate Stevie J on his new baby. Young Jock talks about his situation with him getting caught up with all the women he was juggling and the fight that almost broke out between the women. And Scrappy reveals that he is no longer with Bambi. They are not getting married. And now he's thinking about throwing a bachelor bash. So he goes and he asks the gun rapper guy if he can go ahead and perform at his bash, and he wants all the fellas to come out and celebrate with him. And he makes the revelation that he thinks he wants to go ahead and move to Miami. How convenient, knowing that there's going to be a Love and Hip Hop Miami coming out. I'm just saying. Okay, so Mama D and Ernest had to have the most realistic scene of the whole episode. I felt so much tension between these two when they had their little argument. So apparently Mama D and Ernest got into it a couple of days ago during the taping. And so he goes on to his mom's house, which Mama D has an issue with because she considers him to be a mama's boy and basically thinks he's letting his mother run his life. And it's funny how they choose him. So she rolls up on him and talking about she does not understand how somebody wanted to move from the sunny beach of Palm, where was she? Palm, somewhere in Florida, to a roach infested ghetto ass neighborhood in Atlanta. So she busts in on Ernest and they have an argument about him not being home in 2 days and how he needs to be home being a husband. And he tells Mama D, yes, Mama D, I love you, D, but I love my mother more. And that was all Mama D needed to hear. She got up and she stormed out and says, you need to learn how to be a husband. And he goes and he slams the door behind her and told her, before he slammed the door, he said, stop meddling in your son's business. Oh, Lord. I will say that this scene between Tammy and Walker was pretty cute. So he goes and he picks her up to take her on this date that she finally agreed to after her daughter Charlie convinced her to go on a date with Walker, give him another chance. So they arrive at the movie theater and Tammy was just like, I know I did not get all dressed up, put on my good heels and my good little colorful fur for you to bring me to some damn movie theater. But to her surprise, he had the movie theater. It was private, all lit up and decorated, rose petals and candles. And they got to watch a little film of the good times, the happy times during their relationship, which really touched Tammy. And she said now she felt like her wall that she has built up against Walker, it was slowly coming down. And at the end of the movie, he decides to give her all of the passwords to everything, his Instagram, his phone, his everything, all the passwords. And she's just like, what am I supposed to do with that? Okay, first thing I would have been doing, I would have been taking that picture of them damn passwords, and then I would have been asking, what am I supposed to be doing with this, okay? So he just said, you know, I just want you to understand that there's no more secrets, there's no more hiding anything, you know, I'm really trying here. I go on tour in 2 weeks, you know, do you want to go to Europe? And she's like, nope, I got too much going on. I'm not gonna just drop my bags for you. It's not that easy. This is one date, you did one thing, you know, I'm not gonna just drop everything and go travel the world and go to Europe with you. You got a little bit more work to do. He's asking if he can come home, and she says she'll think about it. Give her a little bit of time and she'll think about letting him come home. So yeah, it was a cute little scene between the two of them. He seems like he is trying, but we still gotta side-eye him a little bit. How long do we wait till we do not side-eye the cheating ass motherfucker no more? I don't know. Alright, so now we move on to Little Scrappy's fake ass bachelor bash that he is throwing. So he invites everyone out. Rashida's there. Tammy comes with Rashida after she convinced her to come with her. Tammy didn't really want to go because she's like, okay, this is a little disrespectful to my friend Bambi. But you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to check Scrappy too while he's throwing his bachelor bash. And she also said in the scene that they had with Tammy, Harley, and Rashida. She's like, I know he ain't throwing no Bachelor bash after he been calling me at 5 a.m. begging and crying for me to tell her to please come back home. Ain't this how you do it, girl? But anywho, so they all gather up for this little Bachelor bash. We see Lil Scrappy and Bobby Valentino performing God knows what song. I have never heard it before. And then the little Mama D seems to be the host of it all. And then the rapper guy, the Miami rapper guy, Gun something. I'm sorry, I'm not even trying to be funny. I just don't remember my name. He gets on stage and he does his little rhymes and whatever. And so they're all sitting around and they're talking about what's going on. They congratulate, the ladies congratulate Stevie J on his new baby. Did Scrappy tell them that he wanted to move to Miami or something like that? I don't know. Everyone's wondering where Kirk is. He's nowhere to be found. Of course, he seems like he does not want to show his face, or production probably just didn't tell him anything was going on. Who knows? Tell him not to show up. Anyway, so in comes Walk Treasure. The one that Young Jock fired, his intern, to come in and to beg Young Jock for her job back. Now, this is what I just didn't understand, okay? This is your good girlfriend's baby daddy. Why the fuck are you touching all on him? Trying to get your job back, begging him, getting on your knees, and he's telling your ass, girl, get your ass up in front of all these people up in this club like this. Get off your knees. And you're sitting there doing the most for this to be your good girlfriend's baby daddy. If you ask me, you could have just simply came up in there and said, hey, let me talk to you as a grown-ass woman. This is where I was coming from. This is how I feel. I apologize if you feel like I was getting your business, but I really want my job back, okay? That's usually how, well, I don't want to say it's usually how it works, because a lot of bitches get on their knees to get where the fuck they need to be, okay? This is the part that got my ass, y'all. Miss Charlene, Rashida's mama, bring her ass. Her and Mama D and some messy ass old hoes, okay? Some messy ass old hoes, okay? She get her ass on the stage and get to talking about, where Kirk at? Where Kirk? I got something to say to him. I got something to say to Kirk. Where he at? Oh, he ain't here? Here go Mama D. Where the maggot? Where the maggot at? Where the maggot at? Oh, he ain't here? Okay, I got something for him. His friends can come tell him. They pull out this silver ass platter with a DNA test thing on it. Like this gonna make this is a whole grown ass man. If he wanna take that DNA test, he wants to do that on his goddamn own. The problem is that you're sitting in front of all these people and your daughter damn business out there in the streets. That's embarrassing as fuck. I don't know if she realizes, but that is embarrassing as fuck. How about you just figure out where Kirk is at, track him down somehow, and, you know, talk to him one-on-one. You get on stage and embarrass the fuck out of your daughter. It did not, that wasn't good. That was not a good idea. So Rashida's like, this is my cue to bounce. She's like, I know my mom is mad, but I don't get down like this. So her and Tammy exit left. I would have did the same thing. I would have been running like a motherfucker out that bitch if my mama got on that goddamn stage and embarrassed me on national TV in front of all those fake ass freaking party goers, okay? Oh, I would have died. You know, scripted or not, I don't know. I would have fucking died. So that pretty much wraps up everything that happened on this episode of Lovin' Hip Hop. So I will see you guys later. Bye.
That's in my averages. I'm looking like Brown on the cats again. Yeah. I got faith we should ride through. Sundress, let's undress, it's time to. A little less, you so blessed, you fine too.